Good evening or good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to WCFL Dolphins Talk. I hope everyone's having a wonderful victory Monday because I know I am. So let's get started. Let me bring on our co-host, Dolphin Winners.
Yo, what's going on, Paul? Happy Victory Monday, my brother. What's going
Yeah,
on?
same old, just another victory Monday in the books.
Absolutely. I'm just sitting
So
here trying to get myself together so I can not have my battery die or my phone die.
I
So,
understand that. I just want to say, we're going to go over the stats here in a minute, but it was a wonderful victory. There was there, and I agree with what something you had said is it was nice to see the run game. Very nice
yes,
to
it
see.
was. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see the run game, especially against a team that their defensive line, they're not bad. They're not a bad defense, but we knew with the offensive line that showed how much we improved on the offensive line to methodically run the ball the way we did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, they're right now. I mean, before this weekend, their defense was ranked number 7 before this weekend. And ours was ranked 11th or 12th. And I mean, it says a lot right there. I mean, we held them. Not that their offense is any good because they're ranked power ranking total. They're ranked at like 24th or something. But
Right.
I mean, our 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 offense overtook their defense really.
What I what I will say is this: we literally came in. We had a game plan to do what we were supposed to do, and we went through with our game plan. The only thing that we have to stop doing is this little stupid stuff that we sit there and it seems like we get like a comfortable lead, and then all of a sudden we do like little idiotic things that there was no way that game should have gotten to 24-17. And then all
Yeah,
of a sudden we do like little idiotic things that there
beautiful
was
Miss
no way
Pamela.
that game should have gotten to 24-17.
Hey guys.
There she is. Like,
Okay, I think we're hearing you. You're
Yeah, I didn't mute my computer fast enough.
okay. It's okay. It's
I'm
all good.
technologically challenged.
No, you're not.
trying
No. Well, your
to
beauty makes up for it.
Oh, thank you, Papa Paul. You're so sweet. You're
I am
so
just
sweet.
I'm just being me. It was a great win last night. I agree with you, winners, that it should not have gotten as close as it did.
no, not at all.
Um,
I
there,
know no one wants to hear this, but that was on the referees. That game shouldn't have been as close. The pick play, that play was so bad. And I mean, we get called for a pick play all the time, even when it's
yeah,
not a pick play. But that pick play, that was a gimme touchdown for them. They should have been at least down one less touchdown. And of
yeah,
course, the holding calls, there was a couple of them I think one was against X, the last
Mhm.
one. That
yeah.
was, are you kidding me? Because they didn't call
Well,
holding
they
against
were
them.
looking for
I'm
anything.
gonna
They were looking for anything. Good.
Anything.
I'll
Real
keep it
quick. Good
100.
afternoon, Mr. Polk.
What's up,
Hey,
Mr.
Mr.
Paul?
Polk.
Good afternoon, Papa Paul, Dolphin Winners, and my sister Pamela. How's everybody doing?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's a victory Monday. Can't
It
do
Monday.
any
is.
But
better.
what I'll say is this: they should have called the numerous times when the offensive line of the Patriots jumped off sides.
Oh,
I
they
could
did.
I could have counted 4 times when I looked at the snap and I'm like, yo, he jumped off sides. He jumped off. I was like, literally, I was counting them. It was like 2 times back to back that he jumped off sides and the refs didn't call it. So the thing about it is, what I will say is the reason why they was allowing him, Chubb was eating that boy up for lunch. I'm gonna tell you something. Just by visually being there, seeing what our boys could do, Chubb played a hell of a game. The defense played a hell of a game. X got a turn. When I call, I'm gonna say this: the first
Va-
turnover, I
Van
called that
Ginkel.
turnover. I called that turnover. I was like, yo, we need a turnover. And when he sat there and we called the turnover to get the ball, I said, they go one. The fans was kind of sick with me because I was like calling stuff. And my boy, he called stuff. And then they're just looking like, I was like, oh, here comes the screenplay. And the
They
Patriot
can't
fans
stand it.
and they were
They
like,
can't
yo,
stand it.
how did
You
you
know-
call the screenplay? I was like, we know.
My wife doesn't know football really.
Right.
She's learned a lot in the last year with me and other people, but she sat there before the ball was even hiked. She goes, "We need a pick right here," and there's where Howard picked that.
Oh, good for her.
So
Good for her.
Yeah.
she
Dolphin
called that.
winners. I saw those offsides plays as well, and I can tell you that my eye is trained for that. As a dance teacher and choreographer, all I would do, I didn't look at kids. I looked straight in the mirror and watched their reflection. And what I was looking for was something that was off. So
Right.
when something is off, it catches my eye immediately. And it was so obvious. And I'm with you. I would say 4 times I was screaming about the
There were so many penalties against the Patriots that were not called. It was ridiculous.
And I know there was a couple we had to that they didn't call for sure.
Right.
But the ratio and the unevenness of the calls, and to see Belichick over there screaming because of the hit on Waddle,
I'm going to tell you this. So here's the deal with that. All right. So they hit on Waddle. We've seen it. And I'm looking and I'm like, that was a bad hit. And don't get me wrong. But I'm sitting there like, is that a makeup call from something? Because I'm like,
yes,
yeah, because I'm
the
sitting there.
play before winners.
Because they were looking at us. I'm like, yo, what's that? I said, guys, I'm not going to lie. That was a makeup call. They were like, what? I'm like, that was a makeup call. I said, I promise you that they had to, because they sat there, because there was one play, they like called a pass interference. I'm like, where's the pass interference? So I was like, and I told them, I said, they're going to have a makeup call. And they don't get mad at the makeup call. And that was the makeup. I'll say this, guys. Waddle is definitely not 100%. He is still hurting.
Yeah.
Whatever is going on with him, it's not fully healed. So whatever's going on with him, I think, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm really being serious. I wouldn't mind him sitting out a game.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Whatever he needs, right?
Yeah.
Whatever he needs so he can be the full Waddle we know him to be.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest with you. The one play where Tua threw the ball, the guy was all over Waddle before the ball got there, and then we was all right.
Well, more than likely, it looks like he's going to be out for concussion protocol.
Yeah, and I think it might be for his best interest because he can fully heal.
But see, that's Waddle's attitude. Because when Waddle was at Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, his last year when he had got hurt, he still tried to come in and play. That's just that dog mentality that he has. But y'all are right. He needs to sit out so that we can have him ready the rest of the season.
Yes. I understand he wants to play. I mean, if I was in that situation, I'd be wanting to play no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I had a broke arm, I'd still be wanting to play,
Mm-hmm.
But he needs to heal up properly.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you another call that they missed that was so bad, Dolphin winners, was the mauling of Tyreek in the end zone. How in the world do you get away with that? And the referee's right on it. We know they don't call it fair. And I don't know if you saw, there was a post, I saw it on Twitter, about how this, I don't know if they were from NFL Network or where they're ESPN or something, and they're sitting there discussing. I was surprised they didn't give them the first down, talking about the last play of the game. I was surprised they used the word give them. And I thought, that is absolutely what I've been screaming for 20 years is that they give the Cheatriots Whatever
But
they want.
honestly, everything they showed us, there was not enough there for it to be overturned.
Exactly. And there was enough to prove that it was not a first down. It was not a first down. And that, I know Chubb was in on that tackle, but what Van Ginkel did on that tackle, he had a hold of the ball.
Yeah.
And he was pulling as hard as he could. And what that caused to happen was the offensive
ball
lineman to go down instead of falling forward. That was so beautiful. Heads up, Van Ginkel, game ball, him and Mostert.
They balled out. Van Ginkel balled out this week. X with the pick running the game, which I was loving that. Like, everybody was like, well, I told him, X is going to get a pick today. And everybody's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. I said, after those 2 pass interference calls, he's going to get a pick. And sure enough. But it was so cute. It was so cute in the beginning of the game that Devontae Parker sat there and got the first catch, and then Gesicki got the second. I said, "Oh, ain't that so cute? Ain't
That's so cute."
Just to sit there and let us know that they were former Dolphins. Yeah, you're funny.
Right.
I mean, they literally mauled Hill the whole game.
Yes.
But you know what? Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you. What I enjoyed was we knew that was the game plan. We knew that they was not going to allow them.
Oh yeah.
We knew that, but we got that running game, and that was a beautiful thing that we got the running game going.
And I know a lot of people don't want to hear about the calls from the refs, but it makes a difference. If they're biased on one side, calling holding ridiculously for one team and not at all for the other team, and pass interference and things like that, it's a tight game, it's a tough game, and everybody knows that it's a game of inches. Well, how can you say the referees do not make a difference? Of course they do. And it's just, yes, we have to play the referees and the other team always.
Well, we did. Pam, I warned. Didn't we have a conversation about this not that long ago? We did say this. I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, that be careful because gambling is legal now. And guess what's going to happen? The referees are going to sit there and try to make the outcome of the game get better. We covered. If you're a betting person, we covered because we just had to beat 4 and we won by 7. And I was kind of pissed because I said we should have been. Honestly, it should have been 31. Should have been 31 to 10.
31 to 10 at best.
That's exactly what that game should have been. I was so pissed because I was like, I want another touchdown. They were like, "Saw it's 25." Yes. Like, no. I want 31. I wanted 30. I actually predicted 34. I predicted 34. I told my boy, I need 31. And then the fans looking at me like, "Oh, you want to run the score up?" I'm like, dude. In any given day, I've seen things happen, man.
It's the same thing I said. I wanted 34-14 is what I wanted.
Right.
We have
I was
to
giving them 13.
Keep our foot on the gas. once we start having a little success, we need to keep our foot on the gas. Just don't settle down for a certain score because at any time some of these teams can come back on you. Let's blow. My thing is I want to start blowing teams out the water. And maybe I'm being too aggressive. That's why I want to see.
No,
I'm with you, bro. No.
Me too. Me too, Mr.
I'm
Cole.
with you. Yep.
So I just think it's funny. People are telling you, so you want to run the score up. Hello, we're Dolphin fans, and we've suffered your crap long enough. Yes, the answer is yes.
I had to tell a fan, I said, you thought we forgot about that 50-point drubbing when you guys had Randy Moss and Brady and came down to Miami and beat the shit out of us? I said, did you think we forgot about that? So didn't forget about that, bro.
Didn't forget.
Something I really love is we played 2 games. We won 2 games differently. First game was all passing, and it was a running game that won us the game yesterday.
Yes, and the defense. When you think about, we're missing our best offensive lineman and one of our top defensive players in Phillips, and we went on the road across the country last week, back across the other side of the country this week on the road. This team has
And-
not even seen its motor yet. We're just getting
and-
started.
And
That's the
yesterday was
scary part.
against a number 7 defense, number 7 ranked defense. And the fact of the matter is, what I really love is people are like, well, you need to worry about Ezekiel Elliott. You need to worry. He had the lead. He had less yards than anybody on the team.
He was
only
not
had
effective.
He had
was
And
not
I,
effective at
people
all.
were talking about us getting him. I was like, don't want him. He's all about himself. He's a selfish player, and he's definitely not, as good as he used to be. Not even that I thought he was that great to begin with.
They only had 88 yards total. He had 5 carries for 13 yards.
Right. And then Stevenson
isn't
didn't
that a
run the
beautiful
ball too
number?
well neither.
13.
Yes,
13.
Stevenson had 15 carries for only 50 yards, and that was 3.3 yards a carry. Mac Jones actually had the best average of 5 carries, 25 yards at 5 yards a carry.
And that kid Stevenson is speed. Yo, he's a speedster, guys. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. Now he is fast, and he is a problem. I'm happy we kept him in check because he could have definitely sat there and been a thorn in our side if they would have used him a little. If they would have set up schemes a little bit better for him, he would have been a thorn on our side.
Yeah,
definitely. He's fast. I will say this.
Yes.
I will say this. Especially our linebacker play has to get better. Our linebacker. Jerome Baker, he really pissed me off where they scored that touchdown. It was 3 Dolphins around him. Jerome Baker was like right there. All he had to do was reach out. He could have reached
his
out.
hand went like this. It went like this. He almost got to that ball. I mean, it was so close. That was painful.
But
I could feel the breeze off of that.
Because I'm just like, we were like, it's 3 fucking guys right there. What the, like, we were just like,
We did that several times, but also Dolphin winners. I think that was that pick play.
Yes.
Remember, that was the pick play. So that was an illegal play that they shouldn't have gotten away with. They don't call that on the cheats. They don't call that on, certain teams, but they darn sure call it on us.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was a pick play. And if you go back and you look at that, that's why they didn't get to it. I think it was Baker that got blocked downfield. You're not allowed to do that.
Right.
Well, I think we need to find a new kicker.
Yes, I agree. I fully 100%. Holy dude. So we're sitting there. We're like, oh, okay, we're going to go up. I'm not worried because all right. So Paul, I'm going to email you some things. I'm going to see if I can email you some footage so you can have it on the show for Wednesday. So because we're there. Gates open. We're walking in. Like I said, we're meeting Fins fans from Texas. We met Fins fans from the Caribbean. Like it was Fins fans from everywhere. So we're watching Jason Sanders practice. We're watching him sit there. He's kicking. He's looking 35 yards, 40 yards, 45 yards. The dance team comes out. They're dancing. He stops for a little bit. But then, I'm like, okay, I'm confident. He's knocking them down.
He does.
No wind. No wind last night in that stadium. No wind. The only wind that was in that stadium was from the wind from our mouths blowing. That was the only wind that was in that stadium last night. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, long field goal. We should be fine. We'll make it. We'll go up. When I seen that shit just fizzle, I'm like, dude, you need a Gatorade? You need some pickle juice? What do you need? Because that just, literally, bro, it just was like, yeah. And I'm just sitting there like, are you shitting me?
Crypto said he did the same exact kick in practice.
Yeah.
And
I don't get it.
I just want to give her, I don't know, I haven't seen any comments, but I know there's people watching. Please hit like.
Yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
Let me share it real quick as well.
Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
Go ahead, Mr. Polk.
they were saying on the other platform we just got off of that there is a kicker available, Robbie
Yeah,
Gould,
from 49ers. He's a free agent.
and I hate to say it, but for this got to keep messing up the way he's doing. Maybe we need to bring him into camp and give him a try or something because we can't. Once we start getting into major games, we need our kicker to be on.
Well, I mean, it's just like last week. He missed that extra point.
Oh
And
my
that
God.
put the Chargers within 3 points of winning the game.
Two. Well, yeah, it would have been a field goal that would have won the game for
field
him.
goal
We would
would
have
have
lost
won
by
the
a field
game
goal.
for
We would have lost
yes.
by 1 point. We would have lost by 1 point.
And everybody would have been screaming for his head.
Hell yeah.
Well, and the thing is there's no excuse for it. I mean, once in a while, yeah, it's gonna happen,
Right.
but it's regular. That's the problem. It's regular. You got one job, dude. You got one job.
Fully agreed, Pam. Fully agreed. Fully agreed 120%. Because I'm sitting here saying to myself, I don't want where we get somewhere deep where it's going to matter for us to have positioning playoff wise or
Yeah.
a game for us to advance to the next round. And it depends on a field goal and he misses.
Right.
Because if he
Right.
does, I'm going to the crib. Like, yo, somebody going to have to sit there and what's the name? Somebody going to have to sit there and give me the crib number or something. Because, like, what the hell, dude?
Right.
Like, you got one job.
I know.
Yes, Keith, until we hear any further on Waddle, he's pretty much on concussion protocol. There, you got to do the checkout today, and we'll hear something later today probably. But he needs to – we talked about that, and he needs to be rested up. I don't think he needs to play next week at home anyway.
I like that.
Rest him for the next 2 games.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Nick?
Yo,
How you doing,
Big
Papa
Nick,
Paul?
what's up,
How you
man?
doing, everybody?
Hey,
Miss
hey,
Pam?
Big Nick.
Good.
What's going
good.
on? So I hate to come in here and rain on the beat up the Jason Sanders parade, but we gotta keep it real and say that was the most amazing special teams play we've ever seen. Even Coach said he's never seen it. None of the broadcasters have ever seen it.
I'm not talking
Yeah, we're
I'm
not talking about that one.
the block punt.
I know, and on
Yeah.
that second
block
one,
kick.
on that second one, that PTSD was still there, and that peripheral vision saw that guy coming. And I think Justin Tucker would have missed that second field goal.
But
You're
Nick,
not wrong about that, Big Nick. You're not wrong.
wrong
I mean,
about
I'm
that.
not defending him. I'm not defending him. He has to get better.
I'm
He has
disagreeing
to
with
get
all
better,
that.
but we
Big Nick,
we
sorry,
have to give him.
Big Nick. I'm sorry, brother. I'm disagreeing with all that. This is not TFTG. We not doing that here. I'm gonna tell you straight up, bruh.
I'm glad it's not TFTG.
I am telling you this right up. This is week 2 going into week 3. The last thing we need right now, if we are trying to win now, the last thing we need right now is to sit there and keep a kicker that's going to cost us either
Winters, I understand that,
sit there, a game that wait. If we're
I
gonna sit there and make a
Listen.
Super Bowl run,
Wait a
if
minute,
you're
Nick.
gonna
I
sit there and
understand
make a
that,
Super Bowl run,
but to his
you gotta
defense,
get somebody. Jason, what's
it
the
has
name?
to
Would
be
have
in
made that
context,
shit?
Winters. It has to
I'm
be in
just saying.
context, though, Winters. It has to be in context. I'm not saying that Jason
But-
Sanders should be our kicker moving forward. I'm just saying yesterday was an anomaly for any kicker. Any kicker would have had that
I
PTSD.
do agree with that.
Big Nick, I agree with you in a way, but it wouldn't be so bad if he didn't do the exact same thing in practice pre-game.
That's what I'm saying. He
Exactly.
kicked the same
And there
kick.
was
Yes.
And there was no wind whatsoever.
See, I think the difference is not so much that he made the kick in practice earlier, because the game time situation, the way the Cheatriots had lined that up, like that guy looked like he came off the bench and ran on the field to me. I don't even know.
I thought he was late on the field.
Yeah,
I thought he was late on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where he came from or why we weren't paying attention.
He got the jump.
But to me,
He was way outside though, Winters. I mean, he wasn't even with the rest of the guys.
I'm
And
gonna tell you what's
is
gonna
he
happen.
allowed to do that? Like, doesn't he have to be, if he's gonna come off the line, doesn't he have to be set on the line and
No.
on the line?
No,
Like, you don't.
not on
I don't-
defense. As long as you're running parallel, and he was running parallel, he wasn't running vertical to the line. He was running parallel. You can do that as a defense. But here's the deal: we have a genius as a head coach, and the next time we get ready to kick a field goal against that team, we're going to get set early in the count, and we're going to make that dude wait. We're going to make him do his thing, and we're going to hold the ball, and we're going to make him wait, and then we're going to snap it.
That puts him back on his heels. Yes.
Yeah, it won't be another. Or we're going to force him to come off sides.
But here is my thing that makes the Jason Sanders conversation like not positive for me is the fact that he missed an extra point last week.
He lost our confidence. He lost the confidence of the fans, and I don't think McDaniel can come out and defend him and say, "Well, he's going to be fine. He's our kicker." No, we realize that this is his last year if he makes it through the year.
Yeah, if he makes it. And
how much is he paying you? How much is he paying you?
Who?
Other teams have spot on kickers.
Well, who are you going to replace him with? Who are you going to replace him with this year?
There's a free agent
right now out there.
There's a free agent kicker that 49ers had. He's a free agent from 49ers because 49ers picked up a rookie and let their kicker go.
Right.
Hey, okay.
Robbie Gould.
Yes, Robbie Gould.
Robbie Gould.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
and he was gold.
Yeah.
So,
like, I'm going to be honest with you, Nick. We've been talking about Jason Sanders not just this year, not just these 2 games. We've been talking about Jason Sanders for a few years now, and his understand confidence can be shaken up a little bit, but we pay you to make those kicks. That second kick, we're not talking about the block kick. We're talking about that second kick that just died like a wet noodle. You can't do that, bro. It was no wind. It was no wind in that stadium whatsoever. None. No wind at all. And you should have been able to nail that kick.
Yeah.
I think a big concern is Connor Williams. I think Connor Williams is a bigger immediate concern than Jason Sanders.
100%.
Well, I'm going to disagree a little bit with you on that because when you're up on the center, it's the quarterbacks leaving too soon. The high snaps, yes, that's Connor Williams. But when you're up on the center, that's Tua's fault.
Quarterback.
Yeah, but you know what? And I agree with that because I played quarterback in high school, and it's the quarterback's responsibility to get the snap. However, if that ball is hitting you, excuse me, Miss Pam, right in the Tate, that's a short snap. That's a short snap. And the commentators, nobody's commenting on that. But if you look at it, that ball is not coming to the butthole. It's coming to the, you know what I'm saying? And Tua's not expecting that, but it is both of them fault. Probably more on Tua, but he has to be better with snapping the ball.
I wanted to ask you a question since you played that position in high school. Is that a timing thing? Is that a mechanical thing, or is it a little bit of both?
It is the center just trying to get off to get to, he's trying to snap and block before the nose tackle react.
Right.
So it's not a timing thing. Well, it's a timing for the center as far as getting to his block. He wants to snap and have it in Tua's hand before the guy in front of him even reacts.
Right.
So Big Nick, let me ask on that same subject. So he does really well coming off the ball fast and, blocking. Right. I mean, he does really well. And I know that when you play a better defense, he's going to be a little antsy. But he needs to get in his head that he's doing a good job and he doesn't need to get there early and he needs to calm down. Do you think that is like more in his head?
I think this is what I think should happen. I think McDaniel should draw plays to where he's not responsible for the guy directly in front of him, that he has to go get the linebacker like the centers of old used to do. Now, the linebackers are pretty much free because of the scheme that we run, that wide zone. You don't have to get out and attack the linebackers immediately. So maybe if we do it but I don't know. I'm not a genius. I can't design that play, but perhaps if we take his responsibility to the second level, he can concentrate more on getting the ball to Tua. That's just from a
sounds genius-like to me.
I respect that, because see, my whole thing is I respect what you're saying because you actually played the game.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm visualizing what you're saying and what you're talking about, and I actually respect what you're saying because you did play quarterback in high. What you play in high school, college?
I played in high school.
Yeah, right,
And when I defend the quarterback position, not so much because of the player, but because
right.
of the things that the quarterback does. Like that pass to Braxton Berrios was a great pass. It was
Mm-hmm.
a
Yeah.
great pass, but the hardest pass of the game was the touchdown he threw to Tyreek. As a quarterback, that's a touch on the rope, 5 yards away. That's the hardest
Mm.
pass to throw in the NFL, and he
Dude,
did it
oh,
perfectly.
Well,
flawless.
Well,
also, the
I
way
got
he handled that highest snap, the one that went real high,
into
you,
Mostert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
oh
The
man,
timing was all off.
but he handled that. You look at his focus and you watch him, he's got his eyes on the ball, immediately changes focus to Mostert. I mean, I'm telling you, there's a lot of quarterbacks who could not have handled that. That
no,
was
it's
Pam,
it's
brilliant
it's
play.
like
I
I've
know your
said.
ears
It's
are gonna
like I've
bleed.
said before. It's like I said before. After last week's game, it's a different Tua this year compared to
Yes.
last year.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely. It's a different team, I think. But Pam, I'm going to make your ears bleed with this. I'm sorry, but I have to do it. It's the
Do it.
fairness in me. I gave the old man props last night because regardless of how you guys think the team offensively played, Belichick had a lot to do with that last night. That game plan to me was pretty damn difficult to get around that defense. We left some points on the field. We didn't execute like we want to, but some of that
Yeah.
has to do with the way that
Well,
man played
they
defense against us.
they are ranked number 7 defense right now.
Papa Paul, I thought when we went into the game that they were ranked 5.
I had just looked it up.
I
Unless
still
it
thought we was gonna
changed
blow
from
them out though.
yesterday, unless it changed from before the game, what they say today was 7
Right. I was
Oh,
thinking maybe it changed today that they're
because
7 after we,
well,
And can
I
we
just
calm
looked it
down on
up
our rookies a little
today.
bit? Can we calm down just a little bit on our rookies? They're
No.
obviously not ready yet.
I'm gonna be
They're
honest
not.
with you, Nick. Yo, Nick, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. To see A-Chain get a couple runs, and like,
Mm,
Yeah.
yo, even the
He,
Patriot fans was like, "Yo, who is that guy?" I said, "Oh, that's
mhm.
our rookie." And
A
their
chain
mouths dropped.
had 1 run, 1 reception.
Yep, yo, their mouths dropped like, "Yo, he's fast," and I'm like,
yeah,
"Yep,"
yeah.
and they were like, "Holy
Mhm.
shit!"
Are we? Are
And
we?
they haven't seen nothing from him yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
Are we
Nothing.
witnessing the birth of Tubo? Of
We're
not Debo, but
witnessing the
Tubo.
birth of the Miami Dolphins
Dolphins.
as a top
Yeah.
contender in the NFL. That's what we're
And
witnessing. We're
and I
witnessing this team coming around. Think about when we get back Phillips back into the lineup and we get Armstead back into the lineup and then we get Ramsey back.
yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
are you kidding me?
Mhm.
We're
And then
gonna be
we get the best blitz and safety. By the way, Deshaun Elliott did not play a bad game. He was everywhere. We get the best blitz and safety in football back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Think
And
about it.
and
Shout
also
out to
I'm very
David Long for playing a great game as well.
Oh, he
yeah.
did.
Well,
Good point.
let's put it this way. No, I'm going to go over some
I
things
might have to
here.
get a Kehu jersey. I might have to get a Kehu jersey because
Well, while you
he's
doing
making me a
that, I
believer.
give a little shout
I'm
out
Hey,
to
old school.
Raekwon Davis as
I
well
got
because
I got
hey,
played
Mark
real good
Mark
yesterday too.
Clayton.
I'm gonna go over some things here for our defense. Javon Holland had 11 tackles last night, 6 of them solo. David Long 8 tackles, 5 of them solo, 1 sack. Bradley Chubb 7 tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack.
Strip fumble.
1 fumble. Or
Well,
strip.
they have Holland and David Long both had a tackle each for loss. Chubb had 2 tackles for loss. Christian Wilkins had a sack and a tackle for loss,
Yeah. And
which he
quite a
had
few
7.
tackles as well, right, Papa
He had 7 total tackles.
What about Davis, Raekwon? Because he looked a little better.
Raekwon Davis had 5 total tackles, 3 solo tackles, 1 tackle for loss.
Nice.
That's a step up.
And a near sack. And a near sack. He almost had it.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Deshaun Elliott had 4 tackles, 3 solo, and a 1 PD, which I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that.
PB.
Oh, the pass
PD,
breakup.
pass deflected is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
PD.
remember that.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay,
it,
PD, yeah. So Javalin had a pass deflected. Howard did. Eli Apple had 2, and that's it. I mean, as a team, we had 78 tackles, 51 solo tackles, 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 6 pass deflected, and then 8 quarterback hits.
So Belichick is this genius, right? But he had no idea that in training camp, Devontae Parker used to be X's bitch. He didn't know that, huh?
True. The thing about it, they was going to test them anyway.
That's
They was
so
going to
funny.
test them anyway, bro.
You didn't know that.
I want to go over just real quick over New England's defense, who was ranked number 5 or number 7, whatever. They only had 61 total tackles, 43 solos, 1 sack, 5 for a loss, 5 tackles for a loss, and only 3 pass deflections, and then 2 quarterback hits is all they had.
And what is our total against theirs?
Our total was 78 to 51 for tackles and solos. Theirs was 61-43.
Right.
And we had 4 sacks. They only had 1. We had 8 tackles for loss. They only had 5. We had 6 pass deflections. They had 3. And then we had 8 quarterback hits. They had 2.
And that score does not reflect, because just like we said earlier, the referees were just handing them gift after gift and taking them from us. And so what you just said, Papa Paul, reflects exactly what we all said the score should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the biggest, the most important Super Bowl number it is? 30 points forced, 24 points given.
Ooh.
24 allowed. We're averaging 30 points a game. Our defense is giving up 24. That sounds like a winning combination to me.
Yes, most definitely.
What I just said, Nick,
For all the
earlier.
people that said we need to average more than 20, 23 points a game, I think they're getting their wish.
Well, you know what's funny? We sat there both. We said earlier in the season, myself, Papa Paul, Pam, and even Mr. Paul. We all said in the beginning of the season that for us to have a successful season, you have to sit there and keep teams under. Paul said 17. I said the same thing. We're keeping them under 24. It's only week 2. We're going into week 3, and we haven't even hit 1/4 of our potential yet. Yeah. That's the scariest part.
Exactly. That's
but we're
the
2-0 against the toughest conference in football, though.
Absolutely.
But that's the part, Dolphin winners, because when you think about just the difference from game 1 to game 2 in our defense, the offense is gonna, they reflected the fact that they played a tougher defense this week, right? So now we saw them, how they held up to a tough defense. I think that we weren't clicking quite as much, and that could be a little on us and a little on their defense. But look at the difference from defense week 1 to defense week 2. Yeah. And I expect to see that to increase as we continue to go forth. And that's what you said. That is the scary part.
A 2-game total, Tua has a 65.3% completion rate.
Where is he in the league with that?
I'd have to look that up yet.
If you do that, what about this? We have an opportunity, barring injuries, to be 4-0 in the conference to start the season off. Where would that put us in the pantheon of our position in this conference?
Number 1.
So think about that, 4-0 in the conference.
Where we want to be, right
first
there.
4 games of the season.
Yep, we'd be right there. We'd be right there, number 1, first in the conference. That's exactly what you want to do. This is exactly what we want. We want the playoffs to come through Hard Rock. So that's just what it comes down to. We want the playoffs to come through Miami. And for you to do that, you have to win against Denver on Sunday. You have to go into Buffalo and punch. That's the key. No disrespect to Denver, and I know it's our home opener this season. I know everybody's pumped and hyped and excited about that, because I'm not going to lie, I'm pumped, because that's a revenge game for Fangio and revenge game for Mr. Chubb. So I'm definitely looking forward to that game, and to sit there and show them, like, you know what, that's a shut me up game. That's one of them shut up games.
Okay, right now Tua is ranked number 3.
Oh my God.
79, a QBR rating 79.
Nice.
You got Brock Purdy at 83.7, tied with Dak Prescott at 83.7.
Yeah, the Prescott thing is a fluke. That is a
Ain't
fluke.
I
He
think the
will
Brock is a
not
fluke.
continue that. Purdy,
I think
on
the
the
Brock
other
Purdy
hand,
is a fluke.
it's been impressive.
You think so?
I think the Brock is a fluke. I'm not saying what he's doing is a fluke. I just think his numbers are that number is skewed, because 179, 180 passing yards to me shouldn't qualify you.
True.
Now, the thing is, Dak Prescott has 72 plays. Purdy has 65 plays. Tua has 83 plays.
Oh, that's a better percentage. That's a better overall percentage then.
If you look at it, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's got more plays under. There's two other. It's like Kirk Cousins and Matthew Stafford are over 100 plays each, but and they're at 6 and 7.
Now, you ready for the stat to justify that? While we're saying that's a better stat, because how many yards per play, per pass is Tua averaging? I know that's a lot of lookup, but see, all that factors in. You can say, well, Dak has a better percentage, but he's only throwing 6 yards per completion when Tua might be doing 8.5. You know what I'm saying?
I can probably look that up.
Tua is 8.9.
8.9
yards per play.
And I'm sure that leads the league. I'm sure that leads the league.
No, it does not. Would that be the PAA that I'm talking about?
The PAA, yeah, maybe, yeah.
It'd probably be like something adjusted pass, something like that. They probably haven't come out with that yet.
Pass adjusted, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.9 for Tua. Dak Prescott has 9.3, and Brock Purdy 7.8. But otherwise, he's number 2 as far as that goes. After
leading the league last year.
Well,
air yards. That's what it's called. Air yards. Air yards.
Yeah. Pass air. PAA, I'm thinking, but
pass adjusted air. I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
Something like that. So Tua led the league in that last year. And
as far as the pass goes, the straight pass, Tua's leading that. He's at 16.5. And Kirk Cousins number 2 at 14.5.
So he's ranked 11 in Yahoo Fantasy League. He has 715 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 8 rushing yards.
Yeah, EPA, Tua is number 1 in EPA as well.
And if you guys are with me, we should be wishing the Jets go out and trade for a quarterback instead of signing one, because they already have to give up a number 2 for Aaron Rodgers. What would they have to give up if they go out and get Kirk Cousins? We want them to trade for anybody that they can possibly get, because that'll set them back 4 or 5 years.
Well,
that'll be a win dream for me.
You want to hear what I really like seeing is that Tua is number 2 as far as being sacked.
That's awesome.
Last year he was sacked a few times. Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't been sacked yet at all. But
has he been off the bench?
Well, I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's QBR is only at 58.4, so.
Yeah, I'm just messing. I'm just throwing shade on Garoppolo.
Don't worry, Pam. Don't worry, Pam. He's been auditioning for leading man roles in Hollywood after his career, so you guys will be okay with Jimmy G. He'll be in the next Fast and the Furious. I promise you that.
Yes, I don't doubt that at all. You know what's
He-
funny?
Hey, look, I thought Tom Brady was a good-looking man, but goddamn, Tom Brady looks at Jimmy G and want to fight him.
I want to slap them both. So there you go. But what I think is so cool, Papa Paul, about that stat that Tua is number 2 in being sacked. We know that stat is very reliant on offensive line play.
Yeah.
And what has been our Achilles heel for how long? And
The
how
offensive
good does
line.
that offensive line look?
Absolutely.
Even despite center snap issues and the fact that our best offensive lineman is still not been on the field.
I mean, he's tied with Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott on that stat there.
Didn't we only give up one sack last night to Utah, right? That was the only sack that we gave up last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. But
And
you
one
can add
last
on-
week.
I definitely was
He
hearing
ran right over
Right, but
Connor
you can-
Williams, pushing right on his ass. That's okay, Connor. We
I'll
know
say
that.
this. I'll tell you guys a quick funny story about that. So I'm sitting there, right? I'm actually standing up, and I'm standing next to this woman. I'm not gonna lie. Pam, excuse me. This motherfucker, she was fine as hell. So I'm sitting there, beautiful Dominican woman. I'm looking. I'm like, she brought us. That's your son? She's like, yeah. So in my mind, I said, she about to have a little brother or sister keep fucking around with me. So she was talking big, she was talking big shit. I'm not gonna lie, but I love her energy though. She was like, she's like, I wasn't here last week. I wasn't missing this game and all that. And she was like, my boy Udah's gonna get your guy. And sure enough, she called it. She's like, yeah. And then after that, she became real solid, real quick. Because it started going down.
This is the funniest
That's when
thing
you
I
tell
saw
her,
all weekend.
I can't hear you over there. What you saying
right.
now, girl?
This is the funniest shit I saw all weekend on Facebook. The Miami Dolphins can't wait to beat the New England Patriots because it's their Super Bowl. So of course, my reply is, we're 7-3 in the last 10. Tua is undefeated against the Patriots. Like, Tom Brady's not walking through that door anymore. You guys are getting worse than the Dallas Cowboys fans. Let it go. It's not 1996 anymore.
There you go.
What I loved was we was all like, well, that guy's not playing anymore, so we're not worried. And that's all we were saying. And Pat's fans were like, yeah, we know. We're kind of worried. I was like, yeah, we know.
And you should be.
Yes.
But I don't care who's playing on the other side of the ball. The Miami Dolphins, this team can beat anybody. We can play with anybody. I do not care who's on the other side of the ball. I honestly wish that Rodgers was playing because I don't want to hear the excuses. Well, we lost our QB because they didn't give us anything when Tua was down. Nothing. No excuse.
You know what though? They're gonna cry about it, losing their QB.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guarantee you, all those tickets that they sold because they got Rodgers, people are going to be selling their tickets because they don't want to go watch the game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what was scary
I want to give kudos to our offensive line coach because he like I said, he's new on our team, and look at how our line's been playing.
Man, you are not wrong there.
And
Hey, if Mac played for San Francisco,
besides Kendall Lamb and some of the other players that's stepping up now, Austin Jackson.
do you think we can
Lamb,
get Kendall Lamb 15 plays a game when Teron come back to keep him fresh, to keep him into the mode he's in? We're gonna have to get him on the field even when Teron comes back.
You see, Pamela, we're not the only
huge that
ones
we
who think
have
you're
him.
looking good. You see,
Well, you
Pamela,
know-
we're not the only one who think you're looking good.
Oh, thank you. Y'all too sweet.
What you were
No,
saying?
we just speak the truth.
How scary would the San Francisco 49ers be if they had Mac? I think Mac is okay. I mean, he's not dynamic, but I think a team like San Francisco would benefit greatly if they had Mac Jones.
The scariest part is I think that's the only thing Mac Jones need is a different scenery on another team, and he can.
Yeah, he need a dominant team. He need a dominant team.
I just think that I think Belichick days are done. I think it's a wrap for him. I'm
Yep.
loving the fact that we're listen, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I believe that Miami Dolphins winningest record, Don Shula's record, is safe. I don't think Belichick is going to get anywhere near that record. And I think he is done after this season. You can tell
Well,
that his mystique and his mask is over.
I got to tell
It
you,
depends if he got 3 years left in him, because I think it's gonna
all
take 3
last
years to get
night,
19 wins.
I got to tell you, all last night, my wife kept looking at him saying, why does he look like he's constipated?
Well,
He's
I mean,
about to have a stroke.
he got some things going on. He got some things going on off the field. So, I mean, I think him and his girlfriend broke up, and she said she was willing to go tell all of everything that he has done. That is the rumor that is out there, that him and his companion that broke up, and he ain't been the same since. And she has said that she has no problems coming out and speaking on all the things that this man has done when she was with him. So that means cheating, scandals, all that crap.
You mean
So,
all the things that we already know she's going to verify? Dolphin
Well, he's
winners
not protected
pouring
by his
some
owner.
tea.
He definitely won't be protected by his owner because they do not get along.
Well, and if you haven't heard yet, Nick Needham is going to be back week 5.
Oh, nice.
I got it straight from his mama.
It's a shame that I didn't get. She was here too, and I didn't get a chance to run into her. And I hope I can run into her. So.
She wasn't in there. She wasn't there.
Oh, she wasn't
Because
there.
Nick didn't go to the game.
Oh, okay.
She was down in Miami with Nick.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, that was a great interview too. Papa Paul, that was great.
Yeah.
So what does this mean? What does the play of the Miami Dolphins right now mean for Emmanuel Ogbah?
Because he has been MIA lately.
It means if he wants to play, he better show something because we don't need him now. I mean, other people are stepping up. So, it means some salary cap possibly for us, right?
No, well, only if like Boza or somebody like that goes down, you know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, we're stuck with that 17 million. Nobody's trading for that contract. That's their contender.
True. That's so true.
And the same thing with Baker as well. We're stuck with Baker. We're not going to go to Baker as well. Certain countries are not going to touch.
I understand, but Baker still was he
all over the field.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought he got hurt. On that strip fumble. The way he was on the ground grabbing his legs, it looked like he was hurt. I was scared for a second.
Yeah.
Let me look.
I don't like the game being so exciting. I want it to be a little less stressful. I mean,
we praised. I understand, Miss Pam, but we praised Andrew Van Ginkel for his play last night, and
he looked so good.
Baker was all, except for not getting to the quarterback, because they didn't use him that way. Baker had just as many tackles as Van Ginkel.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you that what I said in an admin chat group for Forever Dolphin fans. I told them, I said, my game balls go to Van Ginkel and Mostert. And I don't even have any balls, but I know where I can get some.
I think Fangs deserve a game ball too. I would have gave Fangio a game ball.
Oh man. I'm telling you.
So nobody's gonna talk about the NBC panel. Like 3 out of the 5 people picked New England, even though we're 7-3 in the last 10, and even with Brady, his last 5 years we were 5-5. Nobody's just gonna mention that they still picked the Patriots over us.
No need to mention ridiculousness. Right. Stupid people don't require a mention.
The experts. I mean, the experts.
So-called, let's put the quotes around it. Experts.
Guys, I'm going to probably get off of here because I'm going to save some energy before I go on the train and all that good stuff.
But before you go, Winter, one thing we got to talk about. One thing we have to talk about as a Dolphin community. How did you guys feel about the Marino commercial? I liked it, but it kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Comical, bro. Listen, to see all those guys
You
come
don't do
back
Dan like that.
Oh, that was comical, man.
Yeah.
That was
Reno,
comical. I loved it.
Randy,
I loved it
Randy
personally.
Moss. Yeah.
He
Randy
walks on water.
Man.
I'm like, let him throw the ball. If you're gonna do that to him, at least show that form, man. Let him throw the
That's
ball.
right. That's true. That is true, Big Nick.
The funniest part, they're like, is that Dan Marino? I was
Yeah.
sitting there.
And then he put the glasses on. And see, the only fiction part about the whole commercial is that Dan don't need that damn armband. Just line up, pick a guy, let it fly.
That's right.
You put a
And
force field
Dolphin
around.
winners, before you go, I want to tell you, I loved your videos from the stadium. They looked great.
I'll
I've
be
enjoyed
posting
watching
some of them on Wednesday night. I'll be posting some of them on Wednesday night. So
Good.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to. I really, honestly wanted to. I wanted to sit there and show Dolphin family throughout the world through my eyes where they can experience one day. I mean, like I said, I worked my ass off to be able to do what I'm doing now, and I've always wanted to share that and share that good wealth with everybody to sit there and say, look, this is where it's at. I know you might be able to be here physically, but at least I can sit there and show you guys this is what it's about. This is what living's about. So I hope one day, shape, or form, you guys can get up to Gillette, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it was like a big party. It really was. Those fans were not as bad as we thought they were. They were not. And I can tell you right now, like I said, the Fins faithful, they up here. Fins family is definitely up here. I can tell you that.
I love that.
Well,
Definitely
you mentioned
got
the other channel. You mentioned the other channel earlier. Have you guys seen the transformation of what they're doing to our dear sweet Papa Paul over on that other channel? I mean, this is a totally different dude when he's in that other channel. I mean, they're bringing.
What's we talking about?
I sit back and I laugh sometimes, Papa Paul, when you go off. I'm like, that's Papa Paul going off?
I love it.
That's why we play. This is the laid back. This is the laid back.
Yeah, they bring it out over there.
Laid back on here.
Oh yeah, they bring it out over there in everybody though.
Okay.
That's what I said. I can't wait to be on the panel later on this week. I cannot wait to be on the panel this week on the TFTG. Definitely.
They bring the monster out.
Definitely. But I love you guys. I love you guys. I will definitely holler at you guys. If you guys are free on Wednesday night, hopefully you guys can come join us.
Of
All
course.
right, Dolphin, want to be safe now.
Hands up, buddy.
Safe travels, my
I
brother.
plan to be
Safe
there.
travels.
Thank you, guys. Peace out,
Fins
up, guys.
Fins up, Dolphin
All right,
winners. Be
fins up,
safe.
Dolphin winners.
Thank you.
And I love the way Pam deals with her arch nemesis over there on that channel, because for some reason, that one guy, I'm not going to call any names, he seems to want to make Miss Pam seem like she's just a girl, don't know anything about football, and she stands 10 toes down. No matter what that bully says, Pam is going to stick to her guns.
Thank you.
And we all know who that bully is.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I can take it, man. I can take it. The only thing that makes me mad is when I get really mad, I cry. And I hate that. I just hate that. God damn it. If I could get rid of that, it would be great.
Well,
but I appreciate that.
I understand what you're saying, because people mistake it. When you get so mad where you cried, people mistake it. They think they're getting under your skin when you're not. You're just getting, you don't want to hurt them, is what it is.
Yes. And I can tell you that face to face, ain't nobody going to say that to me face to face. Nobody, because
I will tell you you're beautiful face to face.
Thank you.
I would too. But last night I wanted to show how proud I was of the growth and the new atmosphere surrounding the Dolphins. And I mentioned under Flores, Gase, Philbin, Sperano, anybody over the last 20 years, these last two games, the Miami Dolphins would have lost. We're winning these games.
Right.
And I said that, and somebody jumped up on the panel and went off on me thinking I was bashing the coaches from previous. No, I was just saying over the last 20 years, these last two games against the Chargers and the Patriots yesterday, the Dolphins would have lost those games. We're winning them now.
Nick. I heard it, and what you said was not negative. It really wasn't. I'm not sure, why, but I heard it,
positive.
and you were not being negative at all. That was a positive statement on the state of today's Miami Dolphins.
That's all it was. Like, if you don't experience that, if you don't recognize that, like, forget all the high-powered offense that we do. I saw my team drive a Ferrari last week and had to park it in the garage and get in the 82 Ford Bronco, and they still got the job done. So that's something we've never experienced over the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
That 82 Ford Bronco had huge mud tires. Yes,
Miss
yes,
Pam,
sir.
you're going to come over for the Germany game to do your broadcast?
No.
That was
what?
the November 5th game, you said.
Oh, no. I would have to leave at 5:00 in the morning. I do not do 5 a.m. I was just trying to find a good. I didn't recognize that, Papa Paul. I'm glad you mentioned that. I want to find a
I'll have
good
to
weekend to
reiterate
come.
with Shake then. Shake was going to come over that weekend too.
Oh,
Where you having it, at your house?
No, at Glory Days where we have the watch party.
oh,
They're gonna open early.
Yes.
That's okay. Wait a minute. I have to cipher on that a little bit because that would be really cool. That game is going to be nationally televised. I'm pretty sure.
I think it should have been in Brazil, but they didn't want to give us a home court. They didn't want to give us home field, so that's why they didn't do it in Rio.
It's definitely going to be nationally televised, and kickoff is at 9:30 in the morning.
9:30. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I could, come over Saturday and spend the night and then be there. I have to talk to my husband about it and see what kind of thing I can figure out, because I want to come one weekend over there and support you and be with your fan group and fan club.
To do that too.
Yeah.
Who has the biggest trap game? The Dolphins this week or Buffalo this week? Who has the biggest trap game?
Buffalo.
They're going to go fired up.
Who are they playing this week?
I don't know. I think it's a trap though.
You mean Denver at home is a trap?
No, like it could be a particular trap for us as well. Looking forward to Buffalo, but hopefully we'll focus. But I think Buffalo knows that the Dolphins are coming, and I think Buffalo can look past their next opponent.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Who has the biggest trap game?
I think it's a trap game for Buffalo. Yes.
Yeah, they're playing the Commanders.
And don't sleep on the Commanders. The Commanders looked good last season. Yep. And I almost took them in my pool yesterday because they came on last season. They are moving on and moving forward. They look good. And that game yesterday to stop Denver from scoring in the second half until the very end of the game, I'm telling you, and to come back like that game was incredible. And I believe in Washington. I think they are far more.
I'm looking at the Buffalo's schedule right now.
Yes.
And after next week, when they play Washington at Washington, they have 3 home games, and I could see them losing 2 of those 3.
Washington?
Yeah, no, Buffalo.
No,
Buffalo.
Miami and who?
Buffalo. Miami and the Jaguars.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I could too. And I thought the Jags were going to win that game yesterday. And actually, I thought there was a lot on the Rams.
How much more to that house is it? Shit. But then if I had Miss Pam, man, I'd probably be out working at that big ass house too.
Oh, it's not big. It's about 1,500 square feet. It's not that big.
That
But
look
yeah,
like the hall. That look like the hallway to Wayne Manor. Talking about it's not that big.
what I do have a big yard. We have an acre and a half. We don't have as big as Papa Paul does,
Yeah,
but
you live in Florida, of course.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
We got the critters.
even the people in projects in Florida got big ass yards.
That's funny.
Now,
Yeah.
I think for the Patriots, next week's going to be an interesting game.
Who
They play the Jets next week.
Ooh, that's gonna be a great game.
I'm gonna look it up.
Seven to 6. 7-6 game.
Well, I tell you what, I would really like to see the Jets win that one because I know the Patriots will lose the following game the following week, and that's against the Cowboys.
Ooh.
And to see the Patriots start off their season at 0-4 would be lovely.
Yes, I would enjoy that greatly.
I have to wonder though. I think they looked pretty good yesterday. They just played a force to be reckoned with. Is what just happened.
Talking about Dallas?
No, I mean us.
Patriots.
Yeah. The cheats. They played a force. Is what happened to them.
Well, my wife has already said that our Christmas Eve game, we damn well better win that game.
Oh, she ain't kidding.
Well, she said because she works with somebody who's a Dallas fan, and she doesn't want to hear his shit for the next year.
Oh, let me tell you something. My youngest son is a Cowgirls fan. I don't know how it happened, other than like I've explained a few times. I think I dropped him on his head when he was little. I think that's what happened. But when he was growing up, Dallas was the one that was winning. And, we'd be like, okay, pick who you want to win. And he'd pick a team, but then he'd always change at the end according to who was winning. And at that time, it was Dallas. And so we also had an aunt and uncle that were huge Dallas fans. So he is a Dallas fan. He goes at least once a year to the game. They are going to that game. And I'm like your wife. I don't want to hear it. We better win that game and win it good.
Well, so obviously he's going to be in his aunt and uncle's will then.
Yeah.
So I'm the only child.
And not mine.
I'm the only child, and I got a couple of the cousins that's under me, boy cousins, and that I changed their diapers and I got them haircuts and I took them to the movies, and one of them like everything I like. The other one like everything I like except he likes the Cowboys. And I am heartbroken. Like our relationship is not the same because I cannot speak with him about football. I just can't. And I don't get how he became a Cowboys fan. I just don't get it.
Well,
I think he dropped him on his head.
He loves Romo.
I have a niece, and she has 3 kids, and all her kids are Dolphin fans as well as she is. And her husband's an Atlanta Falcons fan. And she's like, don't they have any choice of who they – she's like, nope, they're Dolphins fans.
Oh, no, there's no choice. No choice at all.
My niece, what I'm saying is my niece will not let her kids be anything but Dolphins fans. So I send the kids – they're my grandnephews and nieces, and I send them Dolphin clothes and stuff.
That's beautiful. Otherwise, it's child abuse.
I was dating this girl.
I have 2 cousins.
I was dating this girl a couple of years ago, and I have 2 teenage daughters, and I have a 3-year-old son. And we was over to her house, and they wanted to get in the pool. And my youngest daughter, she forgot to bring change of clothes. And she's my ex-girlfriend is from Philadelphia. She's an Eagles fan, so she brought her out an Eagles T-shirt to put on, and I fought like hell. But then she has no dry clothes. Put on the shirt. We'll go home. 2 years later, I catch my daughter still sleeping in that shirt sometime. And I say something every freaking time. Every time I say something about that shirt. I know it's petty, but still, come on. Respect your dad.
It's not petty. Okay, Mr. Polk, go ahead. You were about to say something?
I'm sorry,
I was
Mr.
about
Polk.
to say that I have 2 cousins. One's 3 years behind me, and the other cousin is a few years ahead of me. The one that's a few years ahead of me was born down here in Miami, and is a constant Raiders fan. And
Ah,
then my cousin, who's 3 years behind me, born down here also, is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh my
I
ah.
said,
God.
"Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? We all born down here in Miami, and y'all turn out that way? Oh
I don't
my
get it.
goodness!"
I don't get
I
it. I
bet
don't
they
get it.
bandwagon jump. Let's watch and see.
I
Hmm.
don't get
But
it.
you know what?
And my
Here, no, before you say that, Nick, one of the things I think contributes to that is that the history of the Dallas Cowboys is that they've been the American team for
Yes.
for a good little while.
who
So I
voted for
think
that? Who
that
voted
Yeah.
for that? I
Not
want a
I
me.
don't
recount.
know. I don't know.
I
I
want a
don't know. I can't
recount.
tell you that part.
Me too. It
Like,
was rigged.
but what I tell Dallas Cowboys fans and anybody that's not a fan of the Miami Dolphins that lived down here and was born and raised here, when the Dallas Cowboys won all 5 of their Super Bowls, they did not come to Biscayne Bay and do a parade. I
That's
don't
right.
get it.
I
I
I
Well,
don't
don't
get it.
either.
I
Me
want to
neither.
go on and say that with Tua, with this week's game, I would have liked to seen some more passing yards, but the defense was tough on our passing yards. Plus, we were playing against the refs as well,
Yes.
because that puts Tua behind. Right now, he's only going to have maybe 3,500 yards passing this year on the average he's going right now.
I
When
think
Yeah.
Papa Paul, he'll give all that up for a Super Bowl win.
any player would.
Yeah.
And Bill
You know,
And
Belichick
don't
but
is
forget,
ready
Papa
for
Paul, that
this.
middle 4. Don't forget that middle 4. We have a chance. That middle 4 is weak, is high school weak. So we have a chance. He has a chance to do some things, once
I
we get
really,
past
I really
these
want to
first
see.
4 games.
I really want to see Hill get his goal though,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, for
and that
real.
was a
I
big
really
step
love that.
backwards yesterday.
But you
That
know,
But that's what's gonna put a
the
target
thing
on
that
his
was
back.
great was that, yeah, they were all over him. They were all over him, but we had an answer. Look at
yeah.
Barrios stepping up.
Well, I
Man.
mean, we
Craycraft.
had 8 different receivers yesterday.
Yes. And
8
when you
different.
add in the running
Craycraft.
game, Ingold and Mostert,
Monster.
you add that in, that's 10 people that touched the ball yesterday.
Well,
We had 9 last week.
actually, 11
Well,
people. Because you
Oh,
got A-Chain had a run.
oh, that's
Also,
right. Papa
And a
Paul,
catch.
yes.
and,
I think he had a
Nice.
catch
but
too.
and don't forget, if
A-Chain,
the ball touches
A-Chain,
Darren Smythe, he's catching it.
Oh, he looks good.
A-Chain and Mostert had 1 reception each. Otherwise, we had Smythe and Ahmed with 3 each, Barrios and Craycraft with 2 each, Hill with 5, and Waddle with 4. 249 yards total, 21 total receptions.
That's beautiful.
11.9 yards average per reception, which I'll take every play
Yeah.
because that's a first down every play.
Every play.
And I got.
And we haven't thrown our giant receiver the ball yet.
Right, because with Durham Smite, we brought him in the same draft to complement Gasicki, and because we brought him in, he wasn't getting that much attention, and also people were comparing him to Gasicki, and Gasicki has better hands than Durham Smite at that time, and Durham Smite
Does
was
he?
better at blocking. But look at the step the step up that Durham Smite has made. He can
Yes.
catch and he can still
Yes.
block.
Now
He's
I
a
want
good
to
blocker.
go over. I just want to go over this little team to team thing here on receiving. We had 21 receptions. New England had 31 receptions, but we had 249 yards. They only had 231 yards. We averaged 11.9 yards a carry or reception. They only averaged 7.5.
Wow.
We had 1 TD. They had 1 TD. Their long was 14 yards. Our long was 32 yards.
Man.
Jalen Waddle.
You know what that speaks to? That speaks to a very balanced team.
Yeah.
For us. Like our defense took care of their job. The offense took care of their job. the defense played a pretty good offense. The offense played a very good defense. So the numbers weren't, like what we saw last week, but I think that is just a matter of time. I'm so proud of this team and excited for this team, and I know y'all are too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because
Jalen Waddle had one catch where he accelerated so fast, and the guy must have grabbed one of his shoelaces, or else. I mean, I didn't see Tyreek accelerate that fast. So that crossing pattern Jalen Waddle had, when the guy like barely brushed him and he stumbled a little bit and had to do the pirouette, like
Yeah.
that dude opened up so fast, man.
Waddle's 4 receptions averaged 21.5 yards a reception.
Oh, it sounds like he's leading the league again, like last year.
I'll take
I want to
that
know,
every
Big Nate, how you knew to use the term pirouette. Because literally, I said last night, that's a pirouette on Lair. And, that is my forte. So I would know about that. And I'm just pleased as punch to hear you say pirouette.
I have a 19 and a 17-year-old daughter, and they are girly girls.
Oh, okay.
But I have my 17-year-old daughter. This is the part. Like I really, 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 as a man, as an alpha male, I love girly girls, right? But my 17-year-old daughter is 5'11", like 165 pounds, and won't play volleyball or softball or anything like that, and it pisses me off because she has the size to be dominant. But she won't do it.
Yep. I'm 5'10", but if she dances, that girl's she's gonna have beautiful body lines for dance. Wow.
So I'm the dad when we're walking in the mall. When we're walking in the mall and I have my daughters, because as a dad, I can say it, my daughters are stacked. When I'm in the mall, I make sure I walk about 10 paces behind them, just so I can mean mug all the guys walking past, just so I can get ready to pounce at any second. I purposely don't walk next to them. I'll walk a few steps behind them so I can come into that dad mode. Hey,
what's that? What's that?
Well, River Craycraft averaged 17 yards a carry yesterday, and Braxton Berrios averaged 14 yards a carry yesterday. So that's
look
great.
So good, Papa Paul. That's a great stat.
Well, that dime pass.
I need Craycraft with a 3-year deal right now. 3-year deal for Craycraft. He's made this team. McDaniel love him. Let's sign the kid. Let's keep the kid, because the kid has cojones the size of freaking watermelons.
Well, they got to get through this year and get their freaking cap set for next year, because right now we're kind of over under still. I know they've been working on it some, but
we just three players saves us almost $40 million, right? That's Agba, Baker, and X.
And we'll have to see what's done at the end of the year. You never know what's going to happen. If those players end up balling out the rest of the year, do you really want to get rid of them?
Pros.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I keep saying, it's a wait and see game for everything.
Yeah, I want to keep X. I want to keep X and I want to keep Baker, but I want to also, if Baker has a chance to go someplace else and be a better fit for him, then I'm okay with that too. But I'm just most concerned about keeping X, I want to keep X. I think somebody ought to retire in the Miami Dolphins.
Quick note, as far as passing yards, Tua is leading the whole league in passing yards, 715 yards.
Whoa.
Hey.
Not the kid with the noodle arm. Not the noodle arm kid.
Javon Holland is tied for 4th with 25 tackles.
Man.
Pro Bowl.
2 road games across the country from one side to the other. 2 road games.
Receiving yards, Tyreek Hill is number 3 at 255. Puka Naku has 266, but Justin Jefferson, of course, has 309.
Jefferson is a force all his own.
Yes, he is. I agree with you on that. He is.
But Pamela, to mention that how
I
we
like to know
cross
how many
country,
tackles
that
versus
says a
other
lot for
DBs.
that says a lot for our team because it didn't really show on the field going back and forth across the country like that. It didn't show on the
That's
field.
right, Mr. Polk. You're right. Your microphone is a little bit low. I think that's how come we can't quite hear you real good. I can hear you, but it's
Okay,
kind of low.
it might need to be charged
Is
up,
sauce
but I'm
better
gonna
than
have to jump
cater?
off.
That's what I want to know.
Well,
Is sauce better than cater?
I don't think so.
right
And I
right
think cater
now,
might do a little bit more than sauce.
now as far as the teams go, offensive leaders is Miami Dolphins, 536 yards per game. Complete leaders passing Miami Dolphins, 466 yards per game.
Oh,
And that's
well, now
all
that
we're
can't be right.
in.
That is beautiful. And as
That
far as
that was
the
that was after week one. They don't have week two in here. I'm looking at it. That's not right because we have more than 466 yards, and they haven't averaged week two in here yet.
right, 466 yards was how many yards Tua had passing last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm predicting about 300 yards per game for Tua so far these first two games. Well, no, 350,
It's-
right? Yeah, what,
it's,
249?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
So
350.
That's like,
yeah, it's like 350 for
not
the
bad
first
for a
two
noodle
games.
arm kid.
Nope.
There you
Not
go.
bad for a small noodle arm kid who can't read defenses.
Yeah,
First
exactly.
read Tua.
Listen, y'all,
First
Exactly.
read Tua, huh?
I'm gonna jump off and charge up my headphones. But Papa Paul, thanks for having me on the show. Pamela is always
Hey,
good hanging out with my sister. Big
Mr.
Nick,
Polk, you are
yes,
more than
Mr.
welcome
Polk.
to join me anytime, Mr. Polk.
and I want to say one thing before I get off. I've been on the YouTube platform for a good while, so one thing we gotta all keep in mind that each platform is different.
Oh, yeah.
The host looks at the Miami Dolphins in a different way, and I'm subscribed to all of them. But I'm just saying we have to really uh, respect all the different platforms and whoever's hosting. I know it gets loud on some, but
Oh
still,
yeah, no, I subscribe to quite a few of
100%,
them
Mr.
too,
Polk.
Mr.
Yeah.
Polk, and I agree with you.
Me too.
I like them all because it's Miami Dolphin talk.
right.
Me too.
All
Now
right.
Yeah.
you know I'm a pot stirrer, so I will say this. I have heard Mr. Polk come on one of those platforms and say, I don't give a shit what you say or how you say it or why you say it. I have heard you say that, Mr. Polk.
Well, but here's the thing though, Big Nick. I will say that, but unfortunately, I don't use when I see this, I'm not disrespecting anybody. I don't use profanity. I can't do that.
I'm just teasing you.
No,
I'm
it's
just
okay.
teasing you.
No, because I got a lot of love and respect for you because I got to get over to your show and learn some things from you from the talent that you have.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But don't watch it. Don't watch it unless you got a young kid with you so they can learn too.
Okay.
There's no cursing, there's no violence or anything. It's just teaching people how to stand up to their government because it's we the people and then it's the government. People have to understand that.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and close it down anyway. We've been on almost an hour and a half.
Great
I
show.
appreciate you
Thanks,
guys. You know, you're all Dolphin fans are more than welcome to join me anytime. And my next show is Friday or Wednesday night at 8:45.
Okay. Sounds like
Nice.
So we're
Real quick.
Go ahead, Mr. Nick.
We win the Super Bowl. Does Dan Marino cry?
Oh yeah.
Yes. We all cry.
I think so too.
I think
I
we
won't
all
be the only
cry.
one crying.
But Wednesday night,
Dan
I'll be showing some of the videos that Dolphin Winners took while he was up there.
Great.
So exciting.
And I got to check out Pam. So Pam, you have a show, right?
It's not a show. I have a stream. I stream all the Miami Dolphin games. And what you get treated to is my very big, loud take on the Miami Dolphins on every play. The refs, my commentary on the commentators, and all.
No, that's cool.
And she twerks during halftime.
No, I
Fins up. Love you
pirouette.
guys. Be safe.
No, she pirouettes. That's right.
I
She
pirouette.
pirouette. She pirouettes. Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all have a
Fins up.
wonderful day. Yeah, 8:45 on Wednesday. We'll be talking about the upcoming show and showing some videos for the upcoming game and showing some videos. And I can't wait till this home opener. So
Yeah,
other than
me
that,
too. Thank you, Papa Paul. Thank you so
thank you
much,
guys. Thank
Mr.
you
Polk.
guys very much. Mr. Polk, Miss Pamela. Peace, love, and fins up, family.
Peace, love, and fins up.